Hello, and thank you everyone who's been commenting and enjoying my documentation of my journey on this show about caregiving and just how my life has been the last few months. This one's on friendships. I learn stuff every day, and this one's on friendships and trying to maintain friendships while you're going through something serious or you're caregiving. And so I've learned this both ways as being someone who was sick and as someone who is taking care of somebody else. Both cases, you learn who your real friends are. That sounds shady, but it's the truth. You really learn, and that's a blanket statement, but what you really learn is several things. One, what threshold your friends have in terms of what type of friendship they will have with you while you're going through something. And that's something that's very interesting. And I was very bitter when I had my Bell's palsy. There's a whole other story about that. But this time around, because I was so concerned not about myself, but other people, about my mom and about my stepdad and my mom, I was more concerned about them. I've learned a valuable lesson, and that was meet people where they're at. So not everyone is good around people who are sick. Not everyone is good around people who are sad. So it may be I will give you some money on your Zelle, buy lunch for each other. It could be I'll send you funny memes throughout this thing. And that's kind of what I can do for you. It could mean they will come and they will help you. They will actually help you. So it's very different. My hair's getting cut off on here. My hair's a little wild. It's windy in LA and I haven't really done anything to it. When you're basically, it's whatever. Um, but that's kind of I've learned. I was like, I don't care what it is. If you are a person who can bring some fried chicken over, that helps. And I learned that it does take a village, and it's like what someone can do. If everybody does a part, then actually it all kind of works out. Especially for the person who's sick and lifting their spirits, but also for the ones who are caring for them, lifting their spirits. There are some friends who are good on the phone. Some are good through text. Some are good in person. It all depends. It also depends when people are busy. Everyone has lives, and so unless it's happening to them, I mean, that also a lot of times that's the other thing. Unless it's happening to them, they have an obligation to you, right? And so it's interesting to find out which people feel um what to come to your aid. And there's been some wonderful surprises. I think it's getting my nerve. That's just really bugging me. I'm like, see, it's like little things like this. Like, I'll just do this. Well, no, I don't worry about that anymore. But yes, I've accepted people for who they are and where they're at. That's the one thing that I have lifted from when I was sick of Bell's palsy to this. Not being as bitter as I could get to be bitter. But I understand why people get bitter. I do. Um, that you can't always count on people and all that. But that's another story. But that's not about this episode. This episode is literally about friendships. There's another side too that I'm finding out to friendships is when your friends are going through stuff, like regular stuff that life brings up. How can you, when you're heavily involved in something of your own, because it's not about being selfish or self-centered, because I'm literally devoting my life to someone else and taking care of them. How can you balance that out? That's something it's tricky. I'm finding very tricky. I have a couple of friends who are going through some real tough times, kind of, and mentally. And normally I'm available. That's the thing too. So I talk to fans and stuff. I'm not about friendships, actual friends that I'm like in my circles. I'm usually the one that's right there. But you come talk to me anytime, do what's going on. I have no drama or anything going on. So I'm like, tell me what your stuff's going on and whatever. And I'm not as available anymore. Now, my hope is one day it'll go back to that again on some level. But right now, I'm just not. And I'll get messages or texts and things, and I answered. It was very hard when my stepdad was sick, and I was busy helping my mom. And a friend going through something, and I was like, I want to be there for her. I really did. I finally got a chance to be there for her. We had a great night, but I couldn't be there more because after he died, then I had to care of my mom. So it's like I couldn't. It's like so. Right now, I'm like I feel like I'm removed from everything. And so everybody said, so I talked about last episode about all the fans and all the industry wanting my attention. Now I got the friends who want my attention too. And like I said, normally I'm there. And part of me wants to be there for them because I want to talk about something else besides what I'm going through. There's that too. It's like I want to be there for you. So I can have my brain off. When I had Bell's palsy, I had a friend who would call me. I'm like, no, please tell me about your problems. I want to hear your stuff. I don't want to talk about myself anymore because you get tired. Because when you're in it, everybody knows this. Almost like when you're a parent, when you're a new parent, when the baby is born, your life revolves on the baby, the care of the child. Everything is baby, baby, baby. Oh, you just, it's like, and I was laughing at my sister the other day because we got together and had fun on Saturday. And at first, I was like talking about everything. I'm like, wait a minute, and I sound like a new parent. Like everything's about this. Like, so let me switch gears. Like today I called my friend Flo. I want to see how he had WrestleMania this weekend. I want to see how he went. I want to hear how he was doing. Because I really am, he's one of my closest friends. I do want to hear how he's doing. And I also want just to have something not to do with me. I'm not that self-centered. I don't even like, ugh, don't want me anymore. I just want to see what's going on. So, and things for me this week are getting a little bit. I told you we had a good day. We're getting a little better. We're seeing progress and things are happening. So I'm getting a little bit of time back. Mostly it's for work. I'm trying to work, but at the same time, I'm trying to squeeze in some of that friend time, whatever that is. If you have a relationship, I don't know how you do it because I don't have one. I can't even I can't speak to that. I don't know how that works. But for me, well, for dating, and there's obviously no dating because I'm just too busy with all this stuff. But for friendships, I can tell you, it's a little tough for me because I want to be there for my friend. I like being there for my friends. I like supporting them. I've been invited to a couple of things, like just can't go to them. I'm like, I can't. And there's things like that. So it's a delicate balance. And so I'm part of me always feels a little bad, like, oh, I don't want anything to happen to them. And I was not there. And I wasn't there for them. I always try to be there for everybody if I can. So I've been trying to squeeze in when I can an actual conversation. Okay, how are you doing? Tell me what's going on. But again, as I said in the last couple of videos, I know I can't do everything. I'm not going to try to do everything. And all friendships are going to either they're going to last or not. That's something you can't control everything. And that's the other thing I'm learning also. You can't control everything. But if the friendship falls out because you can't be there for them or whatever, it's just because it also takes on their part to understand you're going through something serious. And unless they've been through it, they have no idea. But if they've been through it before, the chances are they have an idea. So they shouldn't be even. It's all. I'd say I'm learning so much stuff as I move along in this whole thing. I have more topics to talk about. Like I said, one day it's gonna all be a book. It's all gonna be a book. I seriously want to do this. I think this is something to be very beneficial. So I'll talk very plainly to you about how it all goes. But I'm James. I'm James. Is 50 plus. We are everywhere you want to be, audio and video on YouTube. And I will see you and talk to you next time.